Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to everyone in the room and for those of you joining us online to today's press conference with Undersecretary General and High Representative for Disarmament Affairs, Ms. Izumi Nakamitsu, ahead of the 11th review conference of the parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. I'll give some brief opening remarks just to remind you of what is the NPT, what is the review conference, what can you expect starting next week, before I hand it over to the High Representative for her opening remarks. The NPT is a landmark international treaty with the objective to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons, to further the goal of nuclear disarmament and general and complete disarmament, and to promote the cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. And it presents the only legally binding commitment in a multilateral treaty of disarmament by the nuclear weapon states. And conferences to review this treaty take place every 5 years, ever since its entry into force since 1970. Although some of you were here when the 2020 review conference was postponed to 2022 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So the 11th review conference commences on Monday in the General Assembly Hall here at the United Nations in New York. And it will assess the implementation of the treaty since the last review conference, since 2022. And it will look at that progress across its 3 pillars, so disarmament, non-proliferation, and the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. And the conference will also seek to identify areas and means through which further progress can be made. As I mentioned, the conference begins on Monday, 27th of April, and it ends on the 22nd of May. The general debate will be attended by the Secretary General, who will be making opening remarks, and there will be high-level dignitaries such as Ministers of Foreign Affairs, as well as senior representatives of key international organizations. The president-designate of the conference is Ambassador Viet, the permanent representative of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam to the United Nations in New York. And just for your calendars, Ambassador Viet will also be giving a press briefing on Monday in this same room at 2 p.m. Now, with that, I will now hand the floor to the High Representative for Disarmament Affairs. She will provide you with some brief opening remarks and reflections on her expectations ahead of the review conference, following which we will open the floor for any questions you might have. High Representative, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Suzanne, and thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here. I really am grateful for your interest as we go into a very, very important review conference of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the NPT. My opening briefing will be very brief because I think you all know why this review conference will be very important and what this particular treaty represents. NPT is very often referred to as the cornerstone of the international disarmament and non-proliferation regime, and also a very important pillar of international peace and security. And of course, the main purposes of this treaty, 3 pillars. Of course, to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and non-proliferation, the name of the treaty is that, and also facilitates cooperation on the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, another extremely important part of this treaty's objective. And of course, the famous Article 6 of the treaty is to be the anchor or the framework of global efforts towards nuclear disarmament. So as such, we believe, and I think this belief is indeed shared by the majority or the vast majority, if not all, I think all states parties of the NPT, this treaty is really a benefit all states parties, irreplaceable benefits that includes both nuclear weapon states and non-nuclear weapon states. So this is a very important treaty regime, and as such, the review conference of this treaty mechanism is also really critical. And it is more critical precisely because of today's complex and I think I can say this, extremely challenging international peace and security environment. This environment and the complexity of it makes this particular review conference even more important than ever. Because these challenges really are placing, of course, a significant stress on the treaty itself and, of course, the review conference itself. At the same time, precisely because of the challenging environment, this review conference will be an opportunity for substantive dialogue, diplomacy around everything related to nuclear weapons and the peaceful uses of nuclear technology. And it is, of course, a place where states parties, 191 of them, can exercise and fulfill their collective responsibility. At the heart of the NPT, from my direct responsibility of pursuing disarmament, this is also a particular importance. This is the cornerstone of also nuclear disarmament negotiations and discussions. So I would like today's meeting, before the review conference actually starts, I would like to really call upon all states parties to take their collective responsibility very seriously and call on them to engage in good faith and also flexibility. And I trust that all of them, I believe they are arriving over the weekend. When it comes at 10 a.m. on Monday morning, they are ready to exercise that collective responsibility in the framework of the NPT. Now, our role, of course, as the Secretariat, is to assist all states parties, but also in particular President-designate Ambassador Do Hong-Viet, who has been really listening to all states parties, consulting with all states parties. I have had the privilege of traveling with him also to some of the consultations that he has held at the regional level as well. He is really determined to facilitate and lead the multilateral discussions in a very inclusive, transparent, and of course efficient manner, so that all states parties of the NPT will really feel that they are participating in a meaningful multilateral process. When it comes to nuclear weapons issues, there is also a little bit of a perception that nuclear weapon states actually lead the way, which is true. They have a special responsibility, but at the same time, the perceptions and the perspectives of non-nuclear weapon states also need to be heard and reflected in the negotiations. Why? Because when it comes to nuclear weapons, it's not just the security of nuclear weapon states, but the security of all, the global community. So with that spirit, I think we need to make sure, the states parties need to make sure that the review conference will become an opportunity against the background of an extremely difficult security environment. And I trust that it will be a space where states parties can identify areas of convergence. Disagreements, we all know. We all know about different perspectives, disagreements, even sometimes or often tensions. But when states parties gather here in person and engage with each other, this would also become an opportunity to identify areas of convergence, if you will, the common areas, and they will be able to, I hope, build upon those conversions and lead the way to a successful outcome of the review conference. Now, you, members of media, have also a great responsibility, if I could put it this way, to help states parties to have an outcome that will be a success, that will be considered to be a success. Because reporting helps. to inform the public on issues that are really of their direct concern. As I said, this is about the global collective security issues. And as such, I hope that people around the world will understand what is at stake at this review conference. This is not, as I have been saying repeatedly, this review conference is not going to be just a ticking the box exercise or just a normal diplomatic gathering, get together. Diplomats who will be coming here for 4 weeks, they really need to achieve some common grounds and then lead the review conference towards a successful outcome. Because it is about the future of, if you will, the nuclear order in the world, and we should not be actually taking it lightly as just another diplomatic event. So please help us as well. Thank you very much. This is just very short opening remarks, and I'll be happy to take some questions.
Thank you very much, High Representative, for framing the conference and for letting us know what is at stake. We'll take questions from the room. I'd like to start with Ms. Edith Lederer from the Associated Press.
Thank you very much on behalf of the United Nations Correspondents Association for doing this briefing, Madam Nakamitsu. As we all know, the last review conference ended without agreement on a final document. What gives you any hope that that might change for this conference, especially in light of the Iran nuclear issue, which is now quite front and center? And are you expecting a high-level representation from Iran at the conference? Thank you.
Thank you so much for this important question. Now, 2022, we all know what happened. We thought we were almost there, indeed. One country, and one country only, did not come on board with the consensus, which at the time we felt was actually a really important issue. I mean, for 4 weeks in the midst of the ongoing Ukrainian war, states were also really able to come together and then discuss the substance of nuclear weapons related issues. It was unfortunate that the outcome document was not adopted, but at the same time, the fact that they came together and then for 4 weeks had really substantive negotiations was in itself a very important thing. Now, today, we not only have the war in Ukraine, but we also have a very unstable situations, the war on Iran. At the moment, it does appear that the ceasefire is holding, but we don't know the fate of what might actually happen in that region. On Iran specifically, yes, there is a senior member of the government who is still listed as part of the delegation. We have not heard from the government of Iran otherwise. So we will see. I mean, we still have, over the weekend, we will find out who will be actually leading the delegation from Iran. But indeed, Iran intends to participate in the review conference, it appears, very actively as well. So what makes me hopeful? One reason is that I think there is a shared, if you will, sense of crisis by all states parties. I think all states parties still seem to believe that indeed NPT is a cornerstone and a critical regime when it comes to anything related to nuclear weapons and peaceful uses of nuclear technology. And coupled with that recognition of NPT as an irreplaceable instrument and the shared sentiment of crisis, there is an opportunity where states parties come together and then use this as an opportunity to, number one, protect and maintain the relevance of NPT. I am not sure if there is a high ambition as such that extremely ambitious, detailed disarmament commitments will be forthcoming in the NPT. But I think that shared sentiment of crisis that we need to protect this regime. Otherwise, the world will suffer from even further instability and insecurity. That shared sentiment, I think, will help states parties to engage with each other, and then that will be my call. We need to protect and maintain this regime called NPT and make sure that that will remain relevant. We need to prevent what I might call a hollowing out of the treaty. I mean, even if there is no outcome document adopted as such, I can emphasize that the treaty itself would not collapse. Those things would not happen. I mean, the NPT will continue to exist and then continue to provide a key framework. It will continue to be a regime. But if we don't have anything coming out of the review conference, I think there is a serious risk of treaties' credibility further eroding, and that might actually start hollowing out of the treaty. And so, that has to be prevented, and that sentiment of a crisis, I hope, will be turned into an opportunity for substantive, good faith engagements. And from the Secretariat, we will work towards that. We will support the best of our ability for states parties' successful conclusions.
Thank you very much. There are several requests from the floor. I'm just going to go in the order that I've seen them come in. And I would like to ask you to please state your name and the outlet you're with before posing the question to the High Representative. I'll start in the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nakamitsu. My name is Abdul Hamid Sayam from the Arabic daily Al-Quds Al-Arabi. I want to ask you a question. Which country in the Middle East has nuclear arsenal and no one talk about it, and which country trying to get nuclear capabilities? Which country is being punished for the intention of trying to get nuclear arsenal, and which country no one even dare to criticize in the Middle East? Which country is a member of NPT and which country is not a member of the NPT? Could you have the clarity in your answer? Thank you.
I can respond to you as a factual information. First of all, in successive, when NPT review conferences have achieved outcome document, there is some phrases, paragraphs related to what states parties call universalization of a treaty, which is important, right? I mean, at the moment, we have 191, and they are, as we all know, some countries that possess nuclear weapons outside the framework of the NPT. And those are facts. India, Pakistan. Israel has never admitted formally or denied, but generally speaking, it is recognized as possessing nuclear weapons as non-party. They're not a party to the NPT. Now, in the sort of universalization paragraphs, until now, there have been call for those states, 4 states, this is the factual information, by name, calling upon them to accede to NPT as non-nuclear weapon states. Those 4 states are Israel, India, Pakistan, and South Sudan. So this is a fact. So NPT does not actually ignore those issues. The states parties of the NPT so far have dealt with those issues by calling for the universalization of the treaty, which I think is also very important.
Thank you very much. Here in front, please.
Thank you very much, Under Secretary General Nakamitsu, for this briefing. My name is Ahmed Fathi of ATN News. This MPT opens amid wars, nuclear threats, arsenal modernization, and deep distrust between nuclear and non-nuclear states. That's the fact. While Iran nuclear file and the long-stalled Middle East WMD free zone remain unresolved. My question to you, what would count as a credible outcome in 2026, beyond simply avoiding non-adoption like in 2022? And can this conference realistically move the Middle East issue further, or it's still going to be status quo like the other review conference? Thank you very much.
Thank you for that very important question. Now, on the Middle East issues, one very important, again, facts, 1995, when the treaty was extended for indefinite period, there was something called Middle East resolution that was adopted. That was part of the package of, outcome from 1995. Now, that Middle East resolution is still recognized today as a very important issue. That was part of the grand bargain, and as such, the states parties take that Middle East issue very seriously, still today. Now, because of a lack of progress on these issues, there is, as you are aware, there is a separate but related process that was created within the United Nations. Now, there is, I think it was, it's called Middle East zone free of weapons of mass destruction. It's not just nuclear weapons, but other issues, chemical, biological, and by the way, also the missile issues are part of that mandate. That is a GA process. It was created by a General Assembly resolution, and as such, that process of discussions and negotiations are taking place within the framework of the United Nations. So it's separate from the NPT, but obviously the issues in question are deeply connected and related. My office also support that particular UN process, and the process is ongoing. So the states definitely recognize those Middle East issues as one of the critical issues related to nuclear weapons issues in the context of both the NPT, but also within the UN process as well. And this will be, I am sure, I don't want to predict how the negotiations will go in the forthcoming 4 weeks of the NPT, but I do believe that states parties will still consider this Middle East resolution as a critical component of the commitments that have been made. And I think this will be one of the issues that will be focused and discussed and negotiated. How that will be reflected in the context of a potential future outcome document remains to be seen because the negotiation has not started yet. But we believe that will be one of the critical issues. And I had the benefit of listening to all these states during the process of consultations. And the voices that are coming is that this Middle East resolution is still a very important part of the NPT process as well.
Thank you. I see 2 requests for the floor here at the front. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Amélie Bottolier from AFP News Agency. You mentioned the very difficult international security environment, but how would you describe the situation in terms of the risk of using nuclear weapons? I mean, some experts are describing today as being the new beginning for a new arms race. Do you consider that it's the case? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for that question also. I mean, the challenges to international peace and security environment is really multifaceted and very complex. We're now in a situation where, after so many decades, we don't have any bilateral arms control agreements between the two largest nuclear weapon states. The New START treaty, as you know, expired in February this year. This is a very new situation in the world. We have already been saying that modernization, investment into improving nuclear arsenals have been going on for already several years. So qualitative, if you will, qualitative arms race had started some time ago. Now we are also beginning to see a quantitative increase of nuclear capabilities in all nuclear weapon states, by the way. So I think when it comes to nuclear weapons, we are in a very unfortunate situation where the gains of past, gains that we have made towards the end of the Cold War by the INF Treaty, which also does not exist anymore, and during the post-Cold War era, all the disarmament gains are now really one by one gone, and we are beginning to see a reversal in that trajectory. And that is going, in parallel with, of course, the basic reasons for that is the geopolitics, the tensions and competitions amongst and between nuclear weapon states, and of course the immediate, invasion, Russian invasion of the Ukraine, really started to change the security perception in that continent, the European continent, which resulted in, of course, higher proliferation driver. I mean, that's how we call it. The proliferation driver is higher than in the past, meaning in a more understandable language, means that amongst the public opinion, there are sentiments that nuclear weapons, after all, will be the ultimate guarantor of national security. And so, quite irrespective of the formal government positions of NPT states parties, there is a sentiment amongst the public that maybe they should think about possessing their own nuclear weapons. So that leads to a higher proliferation driver amongst several of states parties of the NPT. So from a risk of proliferation, there is another new situation, a reversal of the trajectory that we used to have in the past. What does that mean for the actual potential risk of nuclear? I mean, your direct question. Actual risk of nuclear weapons being used. We are also very concerned about the rhetorics that we tend to hear today quite frequently, that potentially nuclear weapons would be used. The narratives or the threat of use of nuclear weapons is becoming more frequent, and we push back on that because we don't want that to become normalized. I still don't believe that states would want to use nuclear weapons intentionally, but the more nuclear weapon states there will be, there will be more risks of nuclear weapons use by mistake, miscalculation, etc. So we are talking very seriously about the risk of nuclear weapons use also increasing as well. And again, from that perspective, if I could actually frame it as prevention of nuclear weapons use, will have to become also a key focus of the review conference as well. Because when it comes to nuclear weapons, again, it's not just one or two countries' security. It is about, it goes beyond the borders. It is security of all of us. So there are many different dimensions. They all are actually interlinked. And this is why we have a very serious stake. We believe that all states parties of the NPT really have a high stake in this review conference. We need to make sure that we need to prevent the use of nuclear weapons use. We need to put to rest the wrong narrative that more nuclear weapons states will guarantee our security. We see it the different way. The more nuclear weapon states there will be, the more risk of actual use of nuclear weapons. So all these things are related. One thing that I also did not mention so far in the sort of a general strategic security environment is the rapid technological advances. And that also heightens the risk of nuclear weapons use by mistake, miscalculation, etc. So all of these things, we are collectively in a very different environment when it comes to nuclear weapons, and we need to be cognizant. We need to be really aware of all these changed dynamic and take the review conference as a critical opportunity to push back.
Thank you. Out here in front.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nakamitsu. My name is Noreen Hossein with IPS News. You've already answered part of my question when you mentioned the rapid rise of technology. So, but I would like to ask if you could expand on that, whether you expect state parties to discuss emerging technologies such as the integration of artificial intelligence in the nuclear military context, and would this also translate into discussions around AI governance in that context as well? Thank you.
The short answer of whether the states parties will be able to discuss those things in the context of the NPT review conference, I don't know. But as you are probably aware, these issues related to, for example, integration of artificial intelligence in nuclear command and control communication system is now beginning to be discussed in different platforms. And by the way, my office also supports, we support different multilateral processes. One of the new mandates that we have this year, the mandate that was given to us from the General Assembly last year, is the issues related to artificial intelligence in the military domain. And we will be, member states will be having consultations on those issues in Geneva. It is not part of the NPT, but there is an increasing awareness that when it comes to nuclear weapons command and control, obviously humans have to retain the oversight. So there are different platforms where these things are beginning to be discussed, and then now in the context of the UN multilateral platforms, AI governance is another. They're not looking at the security or the military use of AI per se, but I think member states, generally speaking, are also aware of the challenges related to artificial intelligence, and generally speaking, they are aware that some sort of a guardrails, if you will need to be created. So the discussions are starting I'm not sure if the NPT will be able to directly address those issues. I mean, there are so many other issues. Stress is so multidimensional on the NPT. But I can definitely say that there is an awareness that these issues are indeed absolutely critical.
If I could ask a follow-up as well, as you also touched on earlier about the impact of increased nuclear expansion, how countries are having those discussions as well, and whether or not the wider multilateral system also needs to discuss what that impact will be on the countries themselves and on and across the cross-border impact. Do you believe that there is also room for discussion on the impact on climate as well, with expanded the nuclear testing that would come with expanding nuclear arsenals?
I mean, I wouldn't call it impact on climate, but of course, when it comes to nuclear testing, the norm against the testing and the moratorium against nuclear testing is absolutely a critical issue. And of course, nuclear testing is, I mean, there is the critical instrument for that is the CTBT, which has not entered into force, but already creating a good impact in terms of verification capacities that CTBT office has created. So I think, and then many states indeed talk about nuclear norm against nuclear testing from an environmental point of view. I mean, it is a huge impact on both health for generations and environment. We all know the impact of nuclear testing. I mean, there have been more than 2,000 nuclear testing in human history. And the impact of that, a large part, is also environmental impact. So I hope that this norm against nuclear testing will be recognized as a critical issue also within the NPT.
Question out here in front.
Thank you very much. I'm Daisuke Ijima from NHK. And some countries, including Japan, decided not to send their foreign minister to this conference. What are your thoughts on that, and how that could affect this conference?
Well, I actually had I was at a diplomatic event earlier today, and ran into the ambassador of France, and France will be participated by the foreign minister, and the ambassador told me that this is the first time the French ambassador attends the NPT review conference opening. So there are, I think, countries that really prioritize NPT. It does, but the level of participation is not the only, indication. I don't know the case of Japan. It's in it's still in the busy period of a diet session, but I hope that Japan will continue to be actively and proactively participating in the review conference. I trust that they will be. And I look forward to activism from my own country, Japan, in the context of NPT.
Thank you very much. I'm looking around the room, both here and online, to see if there's any final questions for the High Representative, which I do not believe to be the case. Oh, there's one final question in the back. Please
because
go
it's
ahead.
final, so I will ask. So given that the nuclear arms, I am Yasuji Matsumoto with Kyodo News. Thank you for briefing. Given that nuclear arms states don't appear to be leading discussions toward the outcome documents, so which country do you think should be driving the conversations to reach consensus?
I think it will be a collective responsibility. what I have observed, of course, through, a lot of multilateral processes, is that when negotiations start with some written draft, I mean, there will be many different iterations of the versions of draft outcome documents, and then the president-designate will be making the political judgments on how to steer those negotiations. But in the context of negotiations, it will emerge. There are many states who will be, in fact, bridging, different positions, providing new languages in a very creative way, and it will be a collective, joint responsibility. Now, this said, I said in the beginning that often nuclear weapon-related issues might be seen as a, responsibility or the key priority issue for a handful of states. I think when the environment is like the one that we're in at the moment, I think the process part of it is also very important, meaning that all states parties of the NPT, both nuclear weapon states and non-nuclear weapon states in non-alliance setting, NAM, they all feel that they really participated meaningfully. The process itself is inclusive, and their different perspectives are really heard, understood, and that formed the basis for a constructive negotiations. So, and I think the president-designate, I mean, he will give his own press briefing on the first day, but I think he will ensure that all states will be able to meaningfully participate in these discussions. Simply, when it comes to nuclear weapons, it is a global issue. Many people, in fact, say that it is an existential issue as well. So, thank you.
Great. I do believe that that concludes our press briefing here today. Thank you very much to the High Representative for Disarmament Affairs, Ms. Izumi Nakamitsu. Thank you very much for being here with us today. As a reminder, the 11th Review Conference starts at 10 on Monday in the General Assembly Hall, and President-designate Viet, Ambassador Viet, will be here speaking to you at 2 p.m. on the opening day. Thank you very much.